The Kennedy is the longest tenured half dollar in U.S. mint history, and with the 60th anniversary right around the corner, that's a spot it's going to hold for a long time to come. However, many have simply forgotten about what was the second longest tenured half dollar in U.S. mint history. I'm of course talking about the seated Liberty half dollar. Struck by the U.S. Mint from 1839 to 1891, it was struck for over 52 years, and it is one of the harder to find half dollars in U.S. Mint history today for collectors. All of our coins are in beautiful collector's quality circulated condition, despite being well over 132 years old. Thanks to an incredible find at one of the local coin shows, we have an incredible number of seated Liberty half dollars in stock, so we're bringing out this special deal tonight. Up to 10 different for less than $80 per coin. It's item number 905-2698. It's 905-2698. And we are just $79.95 while our limited supplies last. And at that price, you are still going to get up to 10 different, with the dates and mints being our choice. And that's going to be all the different designs available. The mottos, the no mottos, the arrows and rays, the arrows, or the no arrows. We have coins from across the entire run of the seated Liberty half dollar. Over 50 years of U.S. minting history for less than $80 per coin. At that price, we are more than 50% less than our nearest competition. The lowest price I could find for one of these coins with them was over $165, with many of them retailing for upwards of $200 if you wanted them in collector's quality circulated condition like we have here. You can call in at 1-866-518-5933. But if you don't want to use the phone tonight, then you can head on over to our website, abccoins.com. And then on the right-hand side of the page, you'll see a search bar up on the top right. You put in 905-2698. That's 905-2698 to grab yourself the second longest running half dollar in U.S. mint history, the seated Liberty half dollar in beautiful collector's quality circulated condition. Now, this coin was struck from 1839 to 1891, and it was struck during the era at the U.S. Mint of what I personally call type coins. Now, we don't call them that anymore due to several coin designations being type coins, but what I'm referring to is all of the seated Liberty coins had similar designs in the series. They had coins that ranged from the half dime, the dime, the quarter, the half dollar, and the dollar, and for a short period it was also on the double dime. In that series, the half dollar is the coin to look for today, and that's because these coins were the true workhorse of the everyday economy. While they did have the silver dollar back then, that was not what you were using at the local shops regularly. The half dollar was the workhorse of the economy of the day, and as a result, many of these coins were worn down in use and then simply melted down by either the mint or collectors when silver runs hit their highs over the many decades. These coins were struck during the passing of the Bland-Allison Act and had a very big impact on the overall mintage of these coins at the tail end. While comparing it to modern day half dollars like the Franklin and Kennedy really shows you how rare these coins are. Even for its time, once the Bland-Allison Act was passed, the mintages for these coins plummeted to less than 13,000 coins on average, with some of them being as low as mintages of 4,000 total coins. If you added up every single seated Liberty half dollar design struck, every single mint mark, you'd come out to a grand total of 155,210,821 total seated Liberty half dollars. That's every design, every mintage, all added up. When you compare that to the 1964 Kennedy half dollars, those first 2 years of issue, the first two coins issued, the Philadelphia and Denver Mint during that first year in 1964, and the mintages pale in comparison. They struck over 1 million more Denver Mint Kennedys in 1964 than they struck at every single mint that ever struck the seated Liberty half dollar in the entire series. The Denver Mint in 1964 struck 156,200,000 205,446 total coins. And by the way, that coin today, when you can find it in beautiful uncirculated condition, costs upwards of $70 per coin. The 1964 Philadelphia mintage was even larger, over 273.3 million total coins struck. When you add them all together, in 1964, the uncirculated half dollar had a total combined mintage of 429,509,450 total coins. When you compare that to the 155,210,821 seated Liberty half dollars, the seated Liberty half dollar is almost 3 times rarer than the 1964 Kennedy is. The actual number is 2.765 times rarer. These coins are living, breathing pieces of U.S. mint history, and they are rarer than one of the most abundant silver half dollars that we have in collecting today, those first year of issue Kennedys. We are just $79.95, more than $85 less than our nearest competition's asking for these same coins. And while our group lasts tonight, we are up to 10 different. And that'll span the entire breadth of the designs, from mottos to no mottos to arrows and rays to just arrows to no arrows. We have them all in this massive hoard, and each coin is just $79.95. At more than 50% off our nearest competitors' prices, these coins are not going to last long. Every time we bring back these seated Liberty half dollars, they disappear faster and faster. These collectors are finally realizing just how rare they truly are today once you take into account how many were destroyed from just use or from being melted down for their silver content. And more than $85 off our nearest competition, these ones are going to fly off the shelves and sell out fast. So if you're on the phone right now, please stay there. We want to make sure we take your order, but with the phones getting as backed up as they are, it's about time we move on. So please grab yours now while you still can. And let's see what we have coming up next.